Hi everyone, and welcome to a deeper dive. And what we're going to take a look at in this video is Screencastify. Remember when we met last week, we talked about there are 4 options for you to create your screencasts and your video recordings. One of those is Screencastify, and again, the other ones are QuickTime, Loom, and Zoom. And this one we're going to talk about Screencastify. I'm going to show you a quick example of using the screencasting features and then a little bit of look at the webcam capabilities, and then we will talk about what we'll do with those videos once we've got the base video done. So the first thing that I'm going to do is notice that I need to add the extension to Chrome. So if you haven't added the extension to Chrome, you're going to need to add that. So I'm going to click on the Add to Chrome button. And it will go out and get that extension. So you'll notice when we get on this screen, mine says remove from Chrome, and that's because I've already got the extension installed, so you don't need to worry about installing it if you've already got it installed. But yours will say install to Chrome or something like that if you haven't installed it. So just click on that button, and then what that will do is it will put the icon in your extensions up top here. And so the way Screencastify works is whenever you want to do a screencast or a video recording, you just click on the icon in your extensions and it will open up in this screen here. And I've got, again, a 5-minute limit per video. If you want more minutes, if you want to take longer videos and you really like Screencastify, then you will have to pay for the upgrade. And I do believe you get some additional editing tools as well if you do the upgrade. So as with all of our software that we're talking about, you have the ability to create screencasts. And in this case, I can either record just the browser tab, so just the one tab that I'm on in my browser, or I can record the whole entire desktop, and that's completely up to you. And what I would suggest is just play around with each of them and see what you like and go with it. And maybe one time you want to use the browser tab and the next time you want to use the desktop. What I would also suggest is that you take a look that your microphone is capturing your voice, and you can see it right there just to make sure that your audio settings are set correctly. If it's not, just click on the select button and pick the microphone, the built-in microphone when you're creating your recordings. And then the other thing is, do you want to embed the webcam? And this is where we were talking about the students being able to see your face. And I would strongly encourage that you embed the webcam when you create your screencasts. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and click record, and you'll see that my picture will show up in the lower right hand corner, and I need to now pick my entire screen and click share. So really what I'm doing is I am sharing my screen with Screencastify. You heard that little countdown, gives you a little 3-second countdown just to kind of get ready. But here we are. We're recording our screen. I am recording exactly what you see on my screen. So I can go from one tab to the next, and I can show my students whatever I want to show them. If I have a slideshow, a Google slideshow that I want to present for them, I can get to my slideshow and I can just click present. And when I click present, you will notice that my picture-in-picture went away. So this is a limitation that I became aware of as I was troubleshooting for a few of you on Screencastify. So if you're presenting in full screen a Google slide or a PowerPoint slideshow, that slideshow will supersede your picture-in-picture. So just kind of keep that in mind when you are presenting with a slideshow. And then again, you can simply, again, maybe you want to show them, you want to demo something in your Google Classroom for elementary teachers. And then for our 512 teachers, maybe you're trying to share with your students how to do something inside of Schoology. This would be a great way to create that lesson of how you want them to go about doing something inside either Schoology or Google Classroom. When you're done with your recording, you just at the bottom here click on Stop Sharing. And it will take you back to this screen here, and you can see right in this dialog box you're looking at the video screencast that we just created. And I'll just jump ahead a little bit. You'll see what I was sharing with you. Okay, so let's say again, you know what is it that happens with this video? Well, the first thing you can see in the upper right-hand corner is that it's saving to Drive. So this video saves to your Google Drive. And the thing that I caution people about with Screencastify is that if you have your Google Drive syncing to your hard drive, these videos will start to chew up your hard drive space. And so you have to be really aware of that and make sure that you're not running out of hard drive space. The one nice thing about Screencastify is that you can publish to your YouTube channel right from here. Again, the ultimate goal, the ultimate recommendation is that we all upload our instructional videos, whether they be screencasts or video recordings, that we upload those to YouTube. When we met last week, one of the benefits that I told you about with Screencastify and uploading to YouTube is that you don't need to keep it inside of your Google Drive. The recommendation again is that you do not share your videos from your Google Drive to your students. YouTube does a much more efficient job at allowing many students to view that video all at the same time. They're not going to get any hiccups or any pauses. So I would strongly suggest that you do not just say copy shareable link and paste that link into your Google Classroom or your Schoology course. The recommendation is that you publish to YouTube. Now, if you think your video is perfect as is, you could go right ahead and publish to YouTube right from here. If you need to do any edits, Screencastify, the only edits that you can make in the free version of Screencastify is to trim the beginning and the end. So the only thing that I can do is click this little the little scissors, and I can bring that video in right here at the end, and I can say that's the point in time where I stopped goofing off, or goofing up, I should say. And then I can take I can also take the back end, and I can snip a little bit off of the end. And that is really the only trimming on the free version that I can do in Screencastify. When I'm done doing those trims, I simply click Save Trim. Yes, I really want to trim my video. It's going to clip off those front and back pieces that I wanted to trim off of my video. So again, in Screencastify, that's the only way that you can edit your videos unless you have the paid version. So once that trimming stops, I'm going to then, again, my workflow, and this is me, my workflow would be to then download that video. And the reason why I'm downloading it is because I might have something else in the middle of the video that I want to trim. Or I might want to have a second video tacked on to the end of this. Maybe I want to have my face be an intro. I want to create a video introduction and I want to combine that with my screencast. Okay, so I'm going to click the download button. Again, for my elementary teachers, yes, there is a share to classroom button, but because Screencastify just simply saves these videos in your Google Drive folder, I would not recommend using the Share to Classroom. That means you can never get rid of that video from your Google Drive account. If you get rid of that video from your Google Drive account and a student wants to click that video to watch your video, it won't be there. So I would strongly recommend the download. And then, and again, if your video is perfect, then go right ahead and publish to YouTube. Me personally, I would always download it. Then I can get into into QuickTime Player and see if there's any fine tuning that I want to make for that video. So now I'm going to go ahead and download my video. Now, if you click on the download button, you do get a download choice. But with Screencastify, I would suggest exporting as an MP4. If you download the Screencastify video with just the download button, it comes in a kind of a funky format. So I like to download it as an MP4. The quality is still just as good. So I click on export as MP4. It does, I just simply click export. I don't worry too much about the frame rate because the defaults are just fine. And you'll see in the lower right hand corner that it is exporting as an MP4 file. So I'm just going to wait for that to happen. And if you think that went really, really fast, just know that in QuickTime Player, I cut out the extra waiting time because I didn't want you to sit there and have to watch the bar move across. So when you saw it jump across, that's what I did. I went into QuickTime Player and I edited that little portion out so you didn't have to watch it. And so now I'm going to click on the download MP4 button. It's going to pop over here in the lower left-hand corner, and that MP4 file is now instantly in my downloads folder. And that's pretty much how I would create a screencast using Screencastify. If I'm ready to do another one, I just click the link again. It pops open this little guy right here. And let's say I want to do a webcam. I want to make sure I can't turn my camera off because that's the point of making a webcam. But again, I want to make sure that my audio is going. I click record. And it's going to give me my 3-second countdown. And there I have my video recording going. I can see at the bottom of the screen the timer going. I can pause, like if I need to answer the phone or something happens, someone walks in my door, I can pause. And then when I'm done, I can click on stop. And there's my video. It's processing in the upper right-hand corner. And again, the very next thing that I would like to do after I've got that screen recording done, it would be to download. So I'm going to let it save to my drive, but then I'm going to download it. And if you're watching the final product now, you will notice that I just used QuickTime Player to clip out that section that was taking forever for it to process. So it went from halfway processed to all the way processed because I clipped that little bit out while in QuickTime Player. So again, with this file, I'm going to click the download button. I'm going to export as MP4. I'm going to say export. It's going to process and convert that into an MP4 file, just like I did my previous one. This one's shorter, so that one's going to process quite a bit faster. I'm going to click download MP4, and now I have my 2 files that I have downloaded, and they'll be located in my downloads folder.